why treating others the same way that you want to be treated is important is because it's a sign of self-respect and self-love. And when you do this, it's like you're stroking and patting your heart and saying, you know what, I've got you. I have got you. This person spoke to you like this, but I won't allow it because I've got you and you come first. So if self-love and self-respect is a theme that you haven't mastered quite as yet, look at your friendships and see, or your relationships, whatever it is. Am I getting what I bargained for with this relationship or this friendship? Is this relationship or friendship serving me? And just have a little audit for yourself.
This is episode 141.
Welcome to the Voice Notes series, my most personal series yet. This is where I share one of my own personal voice notes on my phone with you, hopefully to inspire you to make a change for the better as well. Hello and welcome to the Voice Notes series. This is one of my favorite episodes to record because it is literally a personal voice note that I take of myself, like a audio journal where I sort of reflect and think on life and where I'm at the moment and what I'm going through and just the thoughts that are going on in my head. And today's voice note is all about the people that you choose to enter your life, and also it's about how you expect others to treat you. And so I wanted to share 5 of my favorite ways to treat others as you want to be treated and why that's important. And so let's just go straight in. The first point is, treating others as you want to be treated used to be quite difficult for me just because I never had boundaries. I never got taught them as a child. And I didn't know how to assert them. I didn't know how to put myself first. I didn't understand any of that. I didn't even know that speaking up for what you want was like a thing. So fast forward now to the ripe old age of 39/40. Now I love this. I actually learnt this lesson from a friend. We were in a group together, a hip hop group, and I remember he said to me one day, Helen, one of the best lessons that I learned in life is when it comes to friendships and people and things is just to make sure that you treat everyone the exact same way that they treat you and to not tolerate disrespect. And I was like, wow, sounds simple, but it's something that a lot of people find challenging, especially in any sort of challenging relationships or challenging friendships or family dynamics. So I know that this is going to be a whopper of an episode because I am sure that somewhere in your life someone has treated you in a way that didn't make you feel right. And in your gut, that feeling just sort of sat like, hey, hold on. I don't like the way that they just spoke to me. I don't like the way that they treat me. Why am I putting in all this effort and they're not? Why am I always the one to X, Y, Z? So yeah, if this is you, here is my 5 reasons why you should keep on treating others the exact same way that they treat you. The number one reason is that, for me, it communicates what you will tolerate and what you will not tolerate. So treating someone the way that you expect to be treated is a very simple way of asserting a boundary and saying, hey, this is the line. If you cross it, this will be the repercussion. Otherwise, let's just remember that this is the line that shouldn't be crossed. Number 2 is it shows others how you also want to be treated, which is amazing. So the way you treat someone else, and hopefully in your mind, it's with kindness and care and compassion and empathy and love. But it shows others how you also want to be treated. which is really important, especially when it comes to yourself and prioritizing yourself. Number 3 is I find that it ups my confidence. So it lifts and increases your confidence and your self-worth because you are putting yourself first. And it might feel uncomfortable, or it might stretch you in some way, or it might feel like you're being rude. But once you get over that and all of those stories that are like, oh, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't do that, just stay quiet and just don't speak up, and you don't have to treat others the way they treat you. You can be a bigger person, whatever floats your boat. But if you do it this way, your confidence will increase, you'll stand taller, you'll be in a much more clearer mindset because your self-worth will also increase. And let's move on to number 4. Why treating others the same way that you want to be treated is important is because it's a sign of self-respect and self-love. And when you do this, it's like you're stroking and patting your heart and saying, you know what, I've got you. I have got you. This person spoke to you like this, but I won't allow it because I've got you and you come first. Yeah. So if self-love and self-respect is a theme that you haven't mastered quite as yet, look at your friendships and see, or your relationships, whatever it is. Am I getting what I bargained for with this relationship or this friendship? Is this relationship or friendship serving me? And just have a little audit for yourself. And last but not least, number 5 is it removes any negative energy from your life and toxicity and all of that stuff. And you feel absolutely amazing if you remove any people from your life that are disrespecting you, betraying you, lying to you in some way. And that's my points for today. Here is my voice note.
Treat people exactly how they treat you, and watch your soulful friendships evolve. I have found that I removed a lot of unfulfilling friendships, unsoulful friendships, by treating people however they treated me, because it also shows you how important you are to that person. So for example, what's an example? I made time for someone. I have a very hectic schedule, and I made time for someone to go and do an interview for them for something. And when I asked for them to return the favor, then they wouldn't make the time for me. And so that showed me that there was a disconnect there in the friendship. And so what I do in that circumstance is I treat them exactly the same. And so when that person came and asked me for another favor, I just did exactly the same thing and said I don't have time, and distanced myself. Because if you keep allowing people to walk all over you and to push you over whenever they want, then that won't stop, and that will become a cycle. And then it sort of like pushes away your self-worth, and it starts your negative self-talk. You are important. You are just as important as someone else. I don't care what anyone else says. There's no difference. And if the people that treat you with the most respect are the people that you think like surprise you, like, wow, they're my soulful friendship, then just hang on to that, because nothing is more important than your happiness, your fulfillment, your self-worth, and your self-love. And we don't need people in our lives making us feel otherwise. I am like the master of cutting people off that don't serve me anymore, but I used to not. Sorry, scary doggies that I'm walking past. Yeah, so all I do now is treat everyone exactly the way that they treat me. And you never get disappointed this way because everyone knows where everyone stands. And I don't have an expectation of the relationship or the friendship or the bond or whatever it is. And then that, having no expectation, will lead to no disappointment. Hope that helps.
I hope you enjoy the show today. Remember, you can jump on my Instagram to let me know your thoughts on my podcast show. I would love to see it. And if you have a moment, please share a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts so that we can help move the show along together. If you share a review, please send me a screenshot of it so that I can send you a thank you gift. Thank you for joining me on this week's episode. I'll see you next week for next week's episode. Bye.